Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. We made it to Friday, May 24th.
That's right. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us this morning. Everybody excited about some of us for the long extended weekend, but also got to look out for that heat, though. Absolutely.
I mean, it's already oppressive humidity outside, Mike, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, just like every other morning this week, and it's going to stay like this and basically just get worse as time rolls on. So we do have some heat advisories, excessive heat warnings around the area. Get used to hearing that because there are going to be more that are going to be issued throughout the rest of the weekend. First of all, take a look outside, and yeah, at least in this picture, doesn't look quite as hazy as it has, but don't let that fool you, because when you step out there, we are at 79 degrees. It feels like 82. That wind out of the south to southeast just continues to pump in all of the moisture around here. Everybody, once again, we are 10 degrees above normal on average, even more so in some spots. Upper 70s, low 80s around here. And as far as the infamous dew point temperatures, they remain very high. Wet towel kind of humidity. 75 for a dew point right now here in town. 76 at Floresville as well as Nixon. Yeah, it's like walking into a wall of water when you step outside. And so the heat index readings as of right now, a lot of upper 70s and low 80s. 85 is what it feels like there in Poteet as well as in Gonzales. And we do have heat advisories that are posted all along the I-35 corridor from San Antonio up to Austin, including Pleasanton, back down to the southwest, and then in our extreme southern counties and further on south, excessive heat warnings are issued. And there are going to be more of these advisories and warnings issued in various locations all the way through the weekend, because it's going to be hot today and it's just going to get even hotter. Now, on top of that, there a couple of miles, I'll show you this in just a second, have a couple of storms that are going to try and develop up here north of the hill country and work their way down to the southeast. And so Storm Prediction Center does have that small risk right there on the northern edge of Bexar County, but a greater risk up around Austin for a potentially strong to severe storm. It would just be like 1 or 2 cells. That's about the extent of it. Upper 90s, heat advisory today, and then as we go on through the extended weekend, 100 degrees and all of that humidity. So again, we will see more heat advisories, excessive heat warnings issued. And then go into next week. Yeah, we're still looking at some relief and maybe some rain too, but maybe not as much as we were hoping for. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Horn is behind the wheel today, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of lights out there.
You know, it's interesting, Mike. Yes, this shot at I-35 in Thousand Oaks, it looks like there's a lot going on. We got a lot of lights here. Now, this is coming in as a minor accident, but looks very busy there along I-35. This has been a problem spot for the last several mornings. This is taking up 2 lanes, this incident, and it looks like they're getting tow trucks on the scene and trying to get this cleared out, but a couple lanes getting by there on the left side. I want to take you over to 151 and 410 as well. This is actually looking back towards 410 and Marbach. We have an incident there, too, taking up a couple of lanes. This is not really slowing down traffic, but if it sticks around a little bit longer, it may as we get later into the morning commute. So those are the 2 big issues we have out there right now. We'll switch over to the maps. And this is that big one we showed you there along I-35 in a very similar spot to where we saw a crash yesterday morning. Right now, this is not causing a lot of slowdowns. We're not seeing traffic slow down all that much. There's a little bit of a slowdown there as you get off 410 onto I-35, but expect some delays if that incident continues. We mentioned the one over there at 410 and Marbach, and then I do need to talk about Interstate 10 here as you're coming into downtown. They're doing some road work there still on the upper level, so that's going to cause some slowdowns inbound and outbound. We'll continue to track all these incidents for you and keep you updated throughout the morning. Guys?
Thank you, Justin. 2 years ago today was the day everything changed for the families of the loved ones of the 19 students and the 2 teachers, and even the survivors of the Robb Elementary School shooting.
May 24th, 2022 was supposed to be a day of school year celebrations. In response, President Biden sent a new letter to the community. It reads in part, quote, "While there are no words that will ease the pain you continue to feel, I pray you find comfort in reflecting on their memories and all that they meant," end quote.
Meanwhile, as the community of Uvalde continues to try to heal, Robb Elementary sits empty. A new elementary school is being built about 2 miles away. As KSAT's John Paul Barajas reports, Uvalde CISD hopes to open it in the 2025-26 school year.
As construction moves forward on Uvalde CISD's newest school, so does the healing process for the community and the 21 families forever changed by the shooting at Robb Elementary on May 24th, 2022.
It's going to be a piece that will help the community of Uvalde move forward from the tragic events that happened 2 years ago.
Tim Miller with the Uvalde CISD Moving Forward Foundation says the new school will honor the lives lost while giving students who would have attended Robb a new home. John Marshall and his crew have that delicate task.
You said this is laying the foundation. For you and your team, how important is it to be able to lay the foundations for a new beginning for this city?
We're real mindful of what's going on here. And so to build a new elementary school, doesn't matter where it is important. Here in Uvalde, it matters just that much more.
A virtual tour takes you around the 25-acre campus that will house 800 students across 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grades. The project includes several tributes to the 19 students and 2 teachers forever remembered by their community.
One thing that stuck out to me was there's a lot of glass windows into the classrooms, given the situation that brought us here. Any thoughts behind the amount of visibility into each classroom?
Safety and security was one of the 3 core values that we focused on when we were designing this building. So this new school meets and exceeds the standards from the state.
The new school still needs a name and another $20 million to cover the $60 million project. But Miller's confident the job will get done.
By fall of 2025, the school will be built, and it will be a place that all children in Uvalde will be able to come to and attend.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
If you'd like to donate to Uvalde CISD Elementary School project, we have a link right now at KSAT.com.
We also asked about demolition plans for Robb Elementary.
Yeah, a UCISD spokeswoman told us, quote, Robb Elementary School has not been released to the district for demolition due to ongoing litigation, adding, we understand the community's concern and eagerness for progress. However, it is important to recognize that discussions and decisions regarding demolition cannot proceed until all legal matters are resolved, end quote.
KSAT will be in Uvalde later today to remember the lives lost that day.
Well, now to the Daniel Garcia trial here in San Antonio. The jury was shown the Colorado ravine where 5-year-old Dominic Acevedo's body was found. FBI agents told the court yesterday how the little boy's body was recovered. One agent said she had to use a rope to rappel down into the ravine, find Dominic, and bring him up in pieces. Daniel Garcia is accused of beating Dominic to death here in San Antonio before leaving his remains in Colorado. We are, of course, live streaming the trial when it resumes, and you can watch that on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and KSAT's YouTube channel.
Happening today, city and state leaders, including Mayor Ron Nirenberg, will be at San Antonio International Airport. They will talk about what needs to be done next to finally get direct flights to Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. Now, you may remember last week the House voted to pass the FAA Reauthorization Act. Now, Senator Ted Cruz, Representative Joaquin Castro, and Stephen Newman will join Mayor Nirenberg later today. Newman is Vice President of Global Government Affairs for American Airlines. Our crews will be there at the airport live streaming the conference. So this is happening at 1:30 this afternoon. You can watch it on KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, and the KSAT YouTube page.
Severe thunderstorms are hitting major cities as millions of Americans hit the roads and the skies to start what's expected to be a record holiday travel season. Storms briefly grounded flights at New York City airports and once again pummeled the nation's heartland. More severe weather is expected from Dallas to Chicago today and into the weekend.
In a historic decision, the NCAA and 5 major college sports conferences have agreed to allow schools to pay players directly for the first time in college sports. All Division I athletes dating back to 2016 are eligible to receive a share of their $2.8 billion settlement. In exchange, athletes cannot sue the NCAA for other potential antitrust violations and drop their complaints in 3 open lawsuits. The settlement terms must be approved by the judge presiding over those cases. The agreement also includes a new revenue sharing model that will pay future student athletes.
Back here at home, the 2nd annual Walkout Lupus Walk will be happening this weekend.
And everyone is invited to participate to raise awareness about a disease that not many people know about.
It's rarely spoken about. A lot of people don't even know about lupus, and I'm just trying to bring more awareness and more attention to the disease.
According to the Lupus Foundation of America, it is an autoimmune disease that causes inflammation and pain in any part of the body. It usually affects the skin, joints, and internal organs. Jackie Lee, the founder of the Beauty Lupus SA, was diagnosed with the disease when she was just a teenager. Since then, she's been trying to raise awareness and hopes more people will be able to learn about lupus as their walk.
It's just something I want people to come out and support, and we're going to have information there, water, Gatorade, and if anyone has questions, I have pamphlets and they can talk to me.
The Walkout Lupus Walk will be happening tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Copernicus Park on Lord Road. Now, the walk is free to attend. We have all that information for you on our website at KSAT.com.
It's now 11 minutes past the hour, 79 degrees.
Coming up next, why X is taking away the ability to see what posts other users have liked.
Plus, a first look at how some areas of the U.S. are using drones to spot sharks lingering along popular beaches this Memorial Day weekend.
I have to say, being outside yesterday early afternoon, I was lucky to get that cloud cover, but I know things are going to warm up a lot this weekend. We're going to begin checking in with Mike very soon.
X is making likes on posts private. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, big change is reportedly coming to X, formerly known as Twitter. According to online tech reports, the platform is preparing to hide likes in order to encourage edgy engagement. Users will still be able to like posts, but only the author of the post can see who has liked it. Google's password manager now allows password sharing with family members. Users can share passwords securely for services like Netflix. Right now, the feature is available on Google Password Manager on mobile devices and requires creating a family group in Google Password Manager. Finally, Spotify's Car Thing will stop working after December 9th of this year. The device streams music in cars without infotainment systems. Spotify discontinued it due to low demand, and some users are now demanding refunds for the $90 device. I understand why people might be upset. After all, connecting music to your car can be so exhilarating. Those are your Tech Bites.
Well, I thought it was going to be like an Elvis pun or something.
Oh, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. 5:15, 79 degrees.
All right, let's look out there with TransGuide. Of course, Justin is looking at the situation here at I-35 at Thousand Oaks. We're going to get an update very soon.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things.
Here.
Like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Yeah, she knows. And some people don't. Like, come on. Yikes. No. You know there's a better way. Save time and money by bundling your home and auto with Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate.
These new menu items at Panera are perfect 10s. They're also each under $10. More new sandwiches and salads, more in every bite, and more new options under $10. Come taste the new era at Panera and get a $0 delivery fee for a limited time.
It's hard to run a business on your own. Make it easier on yourself. With Shopify, you can have your inventory, payments, and customers in sync across all the places you sell. Start your journey with a free trial today.
We're back at 5:19, and we need to check back in with Justin, who's handling traffic this morning for RJ.
Yeah, this incident just came in, guys. This is I-10 and Hildebrand. So this is where we got some construction, but they just had a crash there, it looks like. And so you have to be careful when you're going through these construction zones because, you got to take it slow. Unfortunately, it does look like we have a crash here. It looks like a minor crash. We hope everyone's okay. But when you see these construction barrels, make sure and take it slow. That is one of several accidents we've got going on at the moment. So we'll go over to the maps here very quickly, and I'll show you where we have one along I-35. This is an area that is generally congested anyway, but we continue to have some issues here with a crash that's taking up a shoulder in one lane here, but slowdowns on I-35 northbound just as you get off 410. And the current average speed is about 20 miles per hour. So this is going to slow you down if you're heading northbound out of town. Meantime, we also have another incident here out along 410. This is 410 in Marbach. 2 lanes blocked here. This is southbound. This is not causing a lot of traffic delays, but it may if it sticks around a little bit longer. And then that one incident that we just showed you there is there along Interstate 10 where there's some construction on that upper level. They've been doing that for a while, so that's going to cause some issues too. Those are the incidents that we have at the moment. And very quickly, I did want to show you gas prices. If you're heading out to the pumps, of course, a lot of people traveling. The good news is that gas here in San Antonio, the average price at least, is down to $3.08 from $3.24 last week. The Texas and national averages, though, holding pretty steady. So, if you're hitting the road today, be careful. And then know that, yes, we do have a few incidents out there this morning, Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, it's so funny, driving from gas station to gas station, some seem like they're lower, others, maybe 10 cents higher or something like that at times. So
yeah, you got to kind of get lucky.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, yesterday's sunset over there at Woodlawn Lake, gorgeous picture, but if you took off the words Woodlawn Lake, you look at that, it almost looks like it's out there on the ocean somewhere or something. It's a great looking picture. Thank you very much for that one, Mr. McClellan. All right, lots of clouds, same situation, kind of that haze out there. Not bad looking, I guess, over there at the airport. Temperatures around the area, the heat index right now, what it feels like when you step outside is 83 out there at the airport, 84 Pleasanton, and 85 around Nixon. It is just steamy. And, it's kind of funny because you go from all the humidity and everybody wants to get into the air conditioning, but it's like that moisture just kind of hangs on you for a second. And all of a sudden you walk into the air conditioning and it's very chilly. And finally it kind of I'll take the air conditioning, though, but finally sort of equalizes, I guess you'd say. Temperatures will stay in the upper 70s all morning long, make it up to 89 degrees at noon, but it's already going to feel like 100. And then we top off at 98 later on today. It's going to feel like about 107 out there. And so with that, we do have the heat advisories that are in effect for, like I said, the I-35 corridor, Austin, New Braunfels, San Antonio, Pleasanton, and going off to the east somewhat, and then, of course, the excessive heat warnings further on down to the south. You're going to see this map used over the weekend. Various areas are going to be under advisories and or excessive heat warnings because nothing's going to be changing. Here's the interesting thing. Later on this afternoon and tonight, computer models want to get a little cell trying to develop there, moving through Austin and up there around San Marcos. And this may become, or at least there's the chance that this would become strong to potentially severe as we go on into the evening hours. So that's why there's that small risk right there in northern Bexar County, heading up into New Braunfels, but the better risk is going to be further on up there to the north. So it's just kind of the just in case, I guess you'd say, by posting that severe threat. So as far as today, 98 degrees, and then we are going to continue up in going into the hundreds over the weekend. And of course, those heat index readings well up there, 105, 107. That's why we'll see more heat advisories, excessive heat warnings posted throughout the rest of the weekend. We do get that break on Monday late into Tuesday, but don't know if it's going to be as good of a break as we were hoping for. More after this.
Welcome back. It's 5:26. Well, the start of summer is just around the corner, and beaches are preparing for another summer of sharks. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, readying for the sharks of summer. Our Ariel Reshef getting a first-hand look at the sophisticated drones New York safety officials are deploying to spot danger in the water.
This is a game changer for us. It allows us to keep our bathers much safer.
And before getting in the water, there are conditions you can avoid.
Some things that people may not think of when it comes to shark safety is swimming near people who are fishing, not a great idea. Swimming at night, dawn or dusk, early in the morning or late at night, not the greatest idea. Also swimming after it rains. Maybe there's an area where there's sewage runoff or the water could be a bit more clouded and not as clear.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on how coastal communities are preparing and what beachgoers can do to stay safe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The time now is 5:27 and 79 degrees for now.
This Memorial Day weekend, lots of people will be spending time at the pool, area lakes, or the beach. And unfortunately, that leads to drowning. Is up next, precautions you need to take now, especially if you're going to be on the water with children.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, the city of New Braunfels is primed for tubers this weekend. Why the summer will look more tubular than normal.
Good morning to you. It is Friday. It is May 24th.
Happy Friday.
Safe.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Be on time to the desk.
You're good. That just means you're busy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on this morning.
Yeah, actually there is.
Yeah, there is.
And there's going to be a lot going on with folks outside this weekend, but we just have to emphasize the heat is definitely going to be, it has been the past couple of days, and going to be an issue even more so than what we have been experiencing. Here's our view from our camera down there at Brook City Base, and about the same look as it was the past couple of mornings where, yeah, we can barely make out the skyline there, but it's still got that haze covering it just because of all the humidity out there. It feels like 83 degrees when you step outside. Heat index is 85 at Stinson, Nixon, 84 in Gonzales. Yeah, it's just that massive humidity that you walk into. We do have heat advisories that go into effect this afternoon through dinner time for the I-35 corridor, and this goes down also down into Atascosa County and further on down to the southwest, and then in our extreme southern counties and going down into the Rio Grande Valley, we do have excessive heat warnings. You're going to see advisories, excessive heat warnings posted in various locations around the area all weekend long because temperatures will be every bit as hot and we'll have all that humidity to deal with as well. Mold is low, grass is low. Of course, the updated count is going to be coming out later on this morning. All right, on top of the heat advisories, we do have a severe risk, especially northern portions of the hill country. Computer models want to get a cell developing up there, which would move basically through Austin, but we're just going to have to be on the lookout even northern Bexar County up in toward New Braunfels. Better risk for maybe a strong to severe storm up there, even around San Marcos. As far as the weekend is concerned, it is just going to be scorching hot all weekend long. We do have that chance for a couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms, especially later on Monday with the front that wants to move on through here. Yes, it will give us some relief from these triple digits, but I don't know if it's going to be as much as what we were hoping for. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Justin, there's a lot of flashing lights on all the cameras. What's going on?
Yeah, it's the upper level. Actually, not even the upper level. It's right before you get to the upper level of I-10. So it's right before the split northbound at I-10 where we have this crash. This happened along an area where there are construction barrels. And the reason for that is they're doing work on the upper level of I-10. And it appears we had a minor accident here, but some folks gathered and the emergency vehicles there. Everything is being directed to the far left lane, so only one lane getting by here at I-10 as you're coming into downtown. That will cause some delays here over the next, I'd say, 30 minutes or so, or as long as this crash sticks around. Let's go over to the maps. We have two other crashes we need to talk about. One here along I-35. It's been there for a while, and it is causing some backups. There's that one we just talked about. So there's the inbound lanes of I-10. This is another view. This is I-10 Woodlawn looking back at that crash. And then there's the I-35 crash that's still there. Slowdowns on the northbound lanes there along I-35. And then the other issue we have is 410 and Marbach. This is southbound. This isn't causing big delays, but there are a couple of lanes blocked with this particular crash. And I'll take you back to TransGuide here very quickly, and I'll show you some of those other incidents. There's the one at I-10 and Hildebrand, and we'll go out to that one at 410 and Marbach, and you can kind of see it in the distance there from the 151 410 camera that's taking up a couple lanes. So busy morning out there on the roads. We know the roads will get even busier this afternoon and into the weekend, so stay safe out there.
Thank you, Justin. This weekend, many of us will be heading to a nearby pool, lake, or river to cool off. It's a good time to remind families that last year, 90 Texas children drowned.
Well, 5 of those drownings were in Bexar County and in Comal and Uvalde. 2 others died in river drownings. Here's Patty Santos with a quick reminder for those boating this weekend.
Out at Calaveras Lake, game wardens like Patrick Troop are going to be extra cautious of boaters.
During Memorial Day weekend, we'll have plenty of patrolling out, making sure that we're providing safety and help with the public.
Wardens will be stopping boats looking for these 5 things. First, ensuring there's a life jacket for everyone on board. Kids under 13 must be wearing the jacket when the boat is not docked.
If they're children, you're going to need a smaller one that specifically fits a child. What you really need to do is you need to look inside of these and take a look, and it'll tell you youth, it'll tell you chest size, and it'll tell you what the weight is.
Second thing, your boat must have a Type 4 throwable device,
which is your throw cushion. Each vessel needs one of these.
Third, have a horn or a whistle. 4, an updated registration card for the vessel.
The stickers on the front of the boat, it tells you what date the vessel is registered for.
And 5, a fire extinguisher.
Do yourself a favor before y'all go out, make sure that you have all these 5 items on your boat.
And one last reminder, make sure you clip on that kill switch.
If you're operating the vessel, you need to have a kill switch attached to your body.
And it's important to know that in Texas, it is legal to drink alcohol while boating, but as long as you do not go over the .08 legal limit. But wardens highly discourage boat operators from drinking because the heat and alcohol that can mess with the body tolerance. Guys.
Thank you, Patty. Well, San Antonio ISD says it is working to keep students cool as it continues to deal with HVAC issues. It is a problem the district has been dealing with for months now. The superintendent sent parents a letter promising, quote, contingency plans to move students to cooler places as necessary. Dr. Jaime Aquina also said, quote, not all schools are experiencing problems. The superintendent noted several things like the need for a long-term solution after the January freeze. Kids in the district finish classes next week. So you can read the superintendent's letter to parents along with the district's report about its January HVAC issues right now on KSAT.com. Well, Ticketmaster's parent company Live Nation is facing a massive lawsuit. The U.S. Justice Department and dozens of states sued the concert promoter, accusing Live Nation of abusing its industry dominance to overcharge customers. In response, Live Nation's called the DOJ's allegations, quote, baseless, and said the lawsuit won't solve the issues fans care about when it comes to ticket prices.
Check this out. The U.S. Air Force has released in-flight photos of the first new American bomber in more than 30 years. The B-21 Raider is currently undergoing testing at Edwards Air Force Base in California. This stealth bomber was first unveiled in 2022. The aircraft got its name from the 1942 Doolittle raid over Tokyo at the beginning of World War II. According to defense officials, the test program is on track to meet timelines for deployment by next spring. And it's a actually slightly smaller, more compact version of the famous B-2 bomber. Right now, 538, 79 degrees.
Well, the neighborhood of the Scenic Loop Helotes Creek Alliance are focused on preserving the natural beauty. Up next, why people there are fighting back at keeping new development out.
Outside with live camp, dangerous heat and humidity through the entire holiday weekend. But you made it to Friday. We'll get an update on that forecast and check on the commute one more time a little bit later on in this half hour. KSAT hit the road once again to highlight the neighborhood of the Scenic Loop Helotes Creek Alliance.
And neighbors there are very water conscious. Meteorologist Justin Horn explains why.
We've been approached by developers ever since I can remember.
After all, properties along Scenic Loop are exactly that, scenic.
It's rural, it's peaceful, it's a natural setting.
And coveted.
The more I thought about it, the more I realized I didn't want to ever sell.
This 35-acre property has been Elisa Murray's Pax family for 60 years. And like many of her neighbors, she's intent on preserving the natural beauty of her property. And because you're doing that, people in San Antonio have clean drinking water, right?
Yes. Very obviously, they benefit from my stewardship.
With this in mind, for decades now, the city of San Antonio has been running the Edwards Aquifer Protection Program. In very simple terms, the city buys up, for many years with taxpayer money, easements over the contributing and recharge zones of the aquifer from Bexar to Uvalde County. It means the landowners keep the land, but promise not to sell it to developers or add anything that would contaminate the water below. By most accounts, it's been a success story.
We have over almost 130 conservation easements now, over 182,000 acres, over a 6-county target area.
So when Lisa was approached to join,
no brainer at all, just immediately.
This is Helotes Creek, and that's why this property is so important. In many cases, this is a direct portal to the aquifer. Water feeds right into it. It's also why the city thought this property was so important to be part of the program.
Lisa's property in particular has quite a bit of frontage along Helotes Creek, so whatever's happening on her property matters to the quality of the aquifer just downstream.
While several other neighbors are also in the Aquifer Protection Program, not everyone has taken this path. Keep in mind, developers will pay big money. Recently, reporter Patty Santos highlighted a controversial potential development along Scenic Loop led by Lennar Homes. It called for thousands of houses to be built on Guajolote Ranch.
Plans for a new neighborhood call for more than 1 million gallons of treated wastewater to be dumped behind Michael Schick's house, but only if the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality approves the permit.
And it's not just people who live downstream in Gray Forest or in Helotes. It's affecting the water of 2 million people in San Antonio.
Why would you allow one hand of your governing body to spend all this money, taxpayer money, to protect the water, and then turn around on the other hand and allow somebody to come in and mess it up?
It's a topic neighbors here are passionate about.
And you have all this impervious cover, you destroy the trees, you are going to add at least 1 million gallons of wastewater a day down the creek.
It's no surprise that water is at the heart of this debate, and this neighborhood is not backing down. And you guys are going to keep fighting this.
Oh, absolutely.
That was Justin Horn reporting. Metro Health and San Antonio Mayor Ron Nierenberg have also expressed some concerns.
So we tried to speak with Lennar Homes several times about this, but we have not heard back.
Right now it's 544, 79 degrees.
I'm going to show you this little pet. Needs a new home. Up next, how you can adopt today.
Well, if you want to feel some of the softest fur, this little baby, it feels like silk. Yeah, and this is a baby, too.
This is a baby.
Yes,
3 months old.
San Antonio Humane Society. How old?
3 month old. So look at the paws. It's definitely going to be a bigger pup.
Yeah, so we're looking, it's like maybe lab.
Yeah, maybe lab, a little bit of a mix.
Else.
But yeah, super soft fur. This is orange pineapple cloud. And so super sweet little pup, definitely going to be bigger. But yeah, this fur is just so soft.
And these brown, she almost looks like a little bear cub.
I know.
She kind of looks at you with those brown eyes there. So, is it okay? Are you okay?
Say hi.
Okay.
I just want to say hi.
Yes, she just had her space surgery, so
yes.
she's a little.
She's just a little, checking it all out. But yeah,
she's gonna need the bigger bags of dog food.
Definitely, bigger bags, lots of chew toys when she gets older, so she can run around outside and play.
Yeah. Oh, really? Tell me about it. Is Kim pinching you again? Yes. What you got going on?
So we are in need of puppy pads for our team. So if you have, even if it's a box that's opened and maybe you've used some, you can drop those by, or you can go on our Amazon wish list. But yeah, puppy pads, absolutely.
Shh, it's okay. It's okay. Really? Here, you want to tell me about it? Your microphone's right there. It's open.
No.
No, you just
we're not going to say anything. We're not going to talk.
Okay, but you can head over to the San Antonio Humane Society, which is at 4804 Fredericksburg Road, 226-7461. Really? She's looking at me like, what are you saying?
I don't understand.
So. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Very cute. Well done, Mike. As we look at the traffic situation here on I-10 at Hildebrand, we're still getting this cleaned up. It looks like they've just about got it cleaned up, but still a few police cars there. And this is a good reminder, too. There's construction here. When there is construction, you got to either move over a lane or slow down. And especially if there's flashing lights and first responders there, that's also always, it's the law. You got to move over or slow down. So just a heads up there. That's I-10. That should be cleared up quickly as they're clearing up some of the construction, it looks like, too. Those two crashes that we see here on the map, on 935 and 410, these just cleared as well. So things are improving actually pretty rapidly here across the city. We're seeing lots of green. There's just a few slowdowns here and there. And one of those slowdowns includes there along I-10, where we are seeing that crash along with some construction. So that's inbound on I-10 right before you get to the split. And know that they're still working on the upper level of I-10. Where some of those expander joints where they got to replace those. Also, just a reminder too, 1604 I-10 open for business this weekend.
That's a good thing.
Memorial Day weekend, so there will not be any shutdowns there.
I posted that earlier this week, and people were like, "Thank you."
Yes.
Thank you. I didn't do it, but I was just spreading the word.
But that's also good for visitors. Some people might be coming to go to the Six Flags area.
Sure.
Just all up and down.
That area is going to be busy.
Yeah. And we keep saying this, got to harp on it, though. You're outside, at Six Flags, at SeaWorld, water, and more water. So the experts always say you don't wait until you are hot or thirsty. You got to keep doing it all the time. So, all right, the other day we showed a beautiful little baby fawn that had just been born. And now look at this. Mom and Dad showed up, set up house, and then saw the little babies there. A great picture. Love that one. Thank you so much for the KSAT Connect shot. All right, over there at 10 at 410. And this one kind of shows that haze, all that humidity right there, the fuzz, I call it, right along the right along where the ground meets the sky. You really can't make out the difference right there because of all the haze and the fuzz and everything. 84 is what it feels like there at Port SA. Same thing up the road at Randolph. 85 at Stinson. Keep a lot of clouds around this morning. Some sunshine later on today. I mean, if we can keep more clouds around, that would be fantastic because that would help to hold temperatures down somewhat. But we are going to make it up to 98 today. We did hit 96 yesterday, still well above normal by a good 7, 8, almost 10 degrees in most cases. And we're going to have the heat index readings way up there. So again, that's why the heat advisories are in effect this afternoon through early evening, right after dinner time. And we'll see more of these posted throughout the rest of the weekend, as well as the excessive heat warnings waves in places. Now, tonight, computer models are trying to pick up a cell to develop and work its way down to the southeast. So it looks like Austin would be right in the crosshairs of that. And maybe a couple of these cells trying to work their way down in toward New Braunfels. This will continue down to the southeast. So you want to watch it around Seguin as well later on tonight and then fizzling out. So this is not a huge deal, but you know, these small little compact storms can pack a pretty good punch around here. So that's why we do have the threat for a severe storm. Yes, the risk is there in northeastern Bexar County and heading up in toward New Braunfels, but the bigger threat is going to be Austin further on up there to the north. Want to jump ahead and go through the weekend. Clouds and then, you know, some sunshine mixed in there. Same thing on Sunday. Now, Monday, this is when that front wants to move on through. And there are some indications that we could get one of those kind of big storm complexes to develop. And that might be the situation going into Tuesday as well. So, yes, this would be welcome relief. At least as far as rain is concerned, because it's getting, you know, we were sitting kind of pretty there for a while, and it's almost a repeat of last year as far as, yeah, things look very encouraging beginning of the year, and then, you know, we started to dry out, and that's hopefully not going to continue to be the case, but it will be this weekend, except for the humidity. Then there's that 20% chance, and at least there is that chance of rain in the evening hours going into the middle part of next week. Not any cold snap, but just not as hot and humid by the middle of next week. More after this.
Ahead in our next hour of GMSA, today marks 2 years since the tragedy in Uvalde at Robb Elementary School. We've got the latest on construction of a new school and when it will likely open. Plus, many of us will be hitting the water to cool off this weekend here in South Central Texas, and unfortunately that can lead to drownings. How you can stay safe and what you should be paying attention to now. And up next, how experience with lupus inspired one woman's mission to raise awareness about that disease, plus what you need to know about tomorrow's walk here in the San Antonio area. We've got an incident that just popped up. Justin was talking about this during the commercial break. Somebody in the left lane of 281 at Bitters. It was a dangerous situation. He'll have an update coming up after the break.